Kozuch, and today I'm going to be sharing my TED Talk about perfectionism with you. Imagine this. It's the beginning of the school day, and you know you have a big math test in geometry later that morning. You've studied super hard. You completed the entire Khan Academy geometry unit, you've gone through practice geometry tests for 6th graders, and you've even had a quiz bowl night to prepare for the test with your family. To any normal person, the amount of studying that you did for this test is enough to make you super confident. You've prepared like crazy, right? Then you start to get extremely nervous. You start to question if you've studied enough, even though you obviously have, and tell yourself that you are going to fail the test. You start speaking up about your anxiety to your friends to the point where they have to persuade you that you will indeed be just fine. Finally, 4th period comes, and before your teacher passes out the tests, you're a nervous wreck. Your heart is racing, and you're even shaking. Once you receive the test, you realize that it isn't that bad. You actually can complete the first problem with ease. You feel confident about the test when you turn it in. And later in the week, when you get it back, you see that you've done very well. This is a classic snippet from my own life, a story that repeats itself over and over in reality. Now, why would I get so nervous about a test that I've already studied for? I have a quite simple answer. It's because I'm a perfectionist. Now, what is perfectionism exactly? It's the refusal to accept any standard short of perfection, according to Oxford Languages. However, what is the definition of perfectionism from someone who lives it? It's a mind trap, a way your brain will say, I don't think I can do this. I'm going to fail. Here's a perfectionist's shorthand. Failure is anything short of 100%. A B+ for me means that I will be crying about how I didn't study or work hard enough. Some people would be thrilled to get a B+. It's a good grade. For some reason, though, perfectionists do not think that way, which is the normal, healthy way to think about getting a B+. Occasionally, perfectionism occurs in more than one area of someone's life. However, that really isn't how it is for me. I am a competitive gymnast, but for some reason, I'm not a perfectionist in gymnastics. It might be that I don't want to have a profession in gymnastics when I'm older. However, I do want to practice medicine someday. The path to my future, my middle school grades will get me into college. My middle school grades will get me into high school, my high school grades will get me into college, etc., freaks me out. According to St. Mary's University, a big underlying cause of perfectionism is fear of the future. To summarize, perfectionists think differently than other people, usually in a negative way. What a perfectionist could think of as a failure could be someone else's success. Perfectionists think in a very glass-half-empty, pessimistic way. I'm not saying that there aren't upsides to being a perfectionist. I'm more motivated and determined to succeed. However, when taken too far, that can be harmful to one's mental health. Perfectionism isn't considered a mental illness, but it is statistically proven that perfectionism can lead to mental illnesses, such as generalized anxiety disorder, social anxiety disorder, depression, and panic disorder. When I took a survey of 17 kids in my class about their knowledge of panic attacks and perfectionism, most of them said they know only a little about the subject. These results tell me that the majority of kids of my classmates are unaware of the distress that perfectionism causes. The big question is, can one overcome perfectionism? If so, then how? For some people, therapy works. For others, journaling or jotting positive affirmations works. Meditation is very popular as well. I have tried many different antidotes for perfectionism, including help from a therapist. However, I've never found the right cure for myself. This is a common issue for people with perfectionism. There's no medication, therapy, or surgery that can make it go away permanently. Many perfectionists, however, have benefited from coping strategies. My coping strategy? Support from my family and friends. Throughout all of my panic attacks and throughout all of the times I've ever worried about an assignment or test, either my friends or family have been there for me. My friends have hugged me and assured me that I'll be fine and do great. They've always tried to make me laugh if I'm spiraling into panic mode. I'm lucky enough to have friends that will support me and try to lift my spirits when I'm down. Also, my family is more encouraging than words can say. They've always told me that I don't have to be perfect and that perfection is impossible to achieve. They've said that they'll love me and be proud of me no matter what grades I get, and my family values work ethic over perfection. They're happy that I've just tried my best. One thing my family has emphasized is, Chloe, your work doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be good enough. This is an important concept for the 40%, according to health grades, who suffer from perfectionism. Some kids aren't fortunate enough to have a family like that, so I've never taken them for granted. But what is one thing perfectionism has taught me, if anything? Lean into those who love you. They will help you.